One love, Delta9 travelers. Welcome into the International Digital Connection. Listen, thanks for being a part of this presentation. I see persons in from the early. Marcia, thanks for tuning in. Junia, big up yourself. Tuned in all the way from Barbados. I'm telling you, international from the early. We got persons connecting from Barbados. We got persons from the US. Big up yourself, Marcia. Thanks for tuning into the live presentation. Delta9 family, favorites, and friends, big up yourself. Rasta Empress, thanks for being a part of this presentation. Insightful moderation is on the flight. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, Delta9 Media, and everyone flying. One love. One love to everybody in the chat right now. Big up to everybody coming in. I'm telling you, we got so many things to update one another with. So many things we update one another with. We got so many headlines right now. Where are you tuned in from right now, Delta9? We're coming to you live from the sunny Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Janet, big up yourself, Janet. Thanks for being a part of the presentation. We got a lot of frequent travelers with us from the early part of the presentation. Right away, let's get.
You see that thing want show that chimney want show there? That's not smoke a come out from that. That is dust. That is a bitumen plant there, right? This bitumen plant there between two housing schemes. Who gave you the idea to put a bitumen plant within two housing schemes? Who gave you the idea, Mark Subhadra? That thing there, that dust a come out from that thing there, right? You gotta lock up your house all day. With this weather, you gotta lock up house. Right? This thing affect all the plants, the grandchildren them, me, everybody. This thing I change dust. Change dust. Me don't know who gave you the idea to put bitumen plant between two housing schemes. Watch how you better look after this thing, right? We don't got call from Mohamed to look after this. I need to look after this thing. I look after it urgent. We need it to look after urgent, man. This thing I really affect me in Holiday Laura Coniston.
No care for the persons in the area. What's the bottom line? Who's making the money? Right? Bitumen, that's a big business right now. They got a lot of construction and a lot of things going on in Guyana, where persons are probably going to be making a whole lot off of the production that's going on right there. As far as the citizens in the area, I guess they're going to have to deal with the shortcomings, right? Let's hope that some type of remedy come to this, because that right there is dust. And over time, as dust get into your system, you can get all kind of problems that could lead to right there, Delta9 travelers. Yeah, I see what's going on right there. Yeah, I see what Uncle highlighted. He wants to listen, who gave all this idea to put a bitumen plant in between two houses?
After urgent, man. This thing I really affect me in Holiday Laura Coniston.
No. Recently, we came across these headlines right here, where one of the top rank from the fire department had something to say about a farmer Mohamed contract, highlighting certain details. But how come now? How come you're coming so many years after, and then we got a chance to understand that this was the very person that did the inspection? But let me hear some of what's being said here before we hear from right thinking minds as they analyze what's really going on right here. We're trying to make sense with what's being said and analyze directly what's taking place.
An issue made on a Facebook page as it relates to firefighter using buckets of water. I must first make it very clear that the administration of the Guyana Fire Service, and by extension, the Ministry of Home Affairs, pays great attention to the staff welfare, well-being, health and safety to ensure that we all have a good working environment. To the specific issue, I wish to make it abundantly clear that from the moment we began occupying this structure, our headquarters at Homestretch Avenue, we have encountered several deficiencies and several issues that over time we had to be fixing in order to ensure that our staff have a good working environment. Such issues are, for example, leaking roof, cracking of the walls, cracking of the glass on the surface of the building, poor issues, and several moments we had to be looking at the fixtures in our lavatory washroom area, the plumbing work. Ever so often we had to be effecting repairs over the years. At this point, I wish to make it very clear that this building was constructed by Mohamed Enterprise. As I reiterate, ever since our occupation of this building, we have encountered those issues. These matters have been addressed in a holistic manner to the fact that after these defects are observed over a period of time, the Guyana Fire Service Administration and the Ministry of Home Affairs retendered for these works to be done. That contract was won by a contractor, and as of the 6th of August 2026, that contractor has begun work, not fixing, but changing those facilities that we had in the washroom areas. Like I said, that is a work in progress. I wish to reiterate the fact that the Guyana Fire Service has made tremendous strides in ensuring that our staff, we are equipped, ready, and fit for purpose to respond to any emergency. I therefore must let us all know that our staff, they are now being equipped with their personal protective equipment. They now have breathing apparatus set that will allow us to work in an environment that would not normally support life or breathing. We have many new fire tenders. We have also been extending the service because prior to a few years ago, there were just about 7 or 8 fire stations. To date, we have in excess of 20 fire stations in each administrative region of Guyana. Our emergency medical technicians, they also have been rendering assistance to those persons who may be in a medical distress. And already, for this year, they would have delivered 9 new babes.
But with all of that, who inspect the building? And who's the new contractors? And who's going to be doing the inspection when these works, these new works are completed. You understand? This we want, we trying to decipher because there's a lot of claims that's being made. We trying to understand exactly what is taking place. Recently, Mr. 007 had some commentary on the same headline. Let's hear these details.
And the kind of work that the contractors put out. And it is right. Criticize how much you want, point out how much you want. Do your thing. But there's a project I would like the opposition leader to go and check out and offer his critique. There's a project the opposition leader should go and check out and critique. Yesterday, Mr. Wickham, who is the fire chief, the head of the Guyana Fire Service, he made certain revelations. He said that first he said, look, this headquarters here, from the time we inherit this headquarters, we had problems with it. Good morning, Mr. Hila. From the minute we get this building, we get problems. He showed a video. You could go on the Guyana Fire Service page. Please go on the Guyana Fire Service page. Go on the Guyana Fire Service page and see the video. He shows the huge cracks. He shows the cracked glass. He mentioned the issues with the toilet because, you know, people are trying to say, oh, the fire service, they got to fetch water and fetch bucket of water for flush toilet. So the man had to come out in defense. So the man says, look, this fire service was built by the opposition leader. His business, his company, Mohammed's enterprise. It was, and he gave the figure, I think, $858 million to build this headquarters. All right. Now, I went and checked this story. I went and browsed through the internet to see the circumstances under which, you know, with the award of the contract, etc., etc. So what they were saying is that the contract was about $210 million over the engineer's estimate. The engineers were 600 something million. This was 200 something million over. And of course, it was awarded by public tender. People submit the bids, and MPTAB decided, look, this guy was the best person to do the job. All right? This was the best person to do the job. It had nothing to do with, oh, it wasn't sole source, or there was no selective tendering, like, oh, we take he and we give you the contract. The persons who looked at the bids, I think it was 8 bids or 10 bids, and they decided, look, we're gonna give the opposition leader this thing. All right, we're gonna give him this award to build this building. So now the man is saying as soon as he got in, he started encountering a set of problems. And the problems were in such a way that he now had to go hire another company for coming and fix the mistakes that the opposition leader company made. So the opposition leader is going to everybody contract and examining everybody business. And it's his right. Don't ever think that Barney is saying he can't do this. You go. That is part of your remit. That is part of your remit to go and check these things out. But opposition leader, you can't be selective here, you know. I mean, but you opposition leader, you can't be selective. You can't be selective opposition leader. You got to go at the fire service. You got to pull all these documents and pull all these works and give the Guyanese people an explanation. All right, you demanding of government and demanding of contractors and demanding everybody. You are a saint. But as the CCJ reminded us that you didn't come with clean hands there. You didn't come with clean hands there. You the man that poke the bear. And when the bear starts scratching, you start hollering. So you poke another bear. And the bear start to holler. The bear start to scratch. And you got to deal with the bear. Or the bear that Guyana Fire Service.
But the thing is this, why we always gotta be the ones that person send out to do certain jobs like this? We as melanated men, we gotta get some type of integrity about ourselves, you know. We gotta get some kind of integrity about ourselves. People can't always use we as no scapegoat and send we out to do certain things. And why am I saying black? Why I'm not saying we as black men and women and this, that, and the third? Because of this.
Stop calling us black.
In the United States of America, Canada, and the rest of the world, there is a conspiracy. And that conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen, is this word called black. The word black quite literally means no standing in law, and it also makes reference to dead people. So when you use the word like black nigger, or when you use the word black in any contextual agreement with people, what you are basically saying is that they are dead.
Stop.
Right? So that is why I'm going to be using melanated men and women just for context, because it don't make sense we going down that road and, you know, creating misnomers and all them kind of thing. It ain't make no sense. Let me hear with the top cop highlighting about this same headline, because like I was saying, we got to forget some kind of integrity about ourselves, you know, because it's we against the machine, if you understand what's taking place from slavery days. They ain't got nobody looking over the shoulder for say, hey, let's go and take care of black melanated people. You see, it's always come out because, you know, that's a usual phrase that we would use. But I try to pull myself away from that. They ain't got nobody coming and saying, we can save melanated people, we're going to look out for them, we're going to destroy this multi-million-dollar industry that we created in their land and allow them to now have an ability to take care of their family and do things for themselves. No, the whole world was a part of that industry and benefited from that industry of slavery. So why would they suddenly just give it up and say, you're free to do this, you're free to do that? Don't no longer contribute to what we have going on and no longer allow us to plunder you, even though our whole livelihood come from plundering you for centuries, and this is what we know. We got to realize that a lot of these systems are still in place, and we got to have some amount of unity among ourselves, or else we're going to go through more of the same as generations now. We as melanated people are being oppressed in our own ancestral land. Mind you, I didn't say when we come from Africa, because that's a whole different conversation. We are the native persons to this very land. We are American Indians. Now, when you check out the word Indians, you would realize that it's not connotating a particular ethnicity that we would refer to as Indians right now. When you check out the etymology of the word and the history of when this word was used, you understand? So we gotta watch how persons are using us even now, keeping us separated, using we to do all the dirty work to come out and talk about this and talk about that. Why? This is the kind of world that we're gonna continue to perpetuate and left for we cheering them. Let me hear some of the insights coming in from Top Cop, Mr. Slow, as he gives us some insights from what's really going on with this situation right here.
And they may do a good job. So the wall cracking, the toilet they done, the deteriorating, and all kind of thing. How they get the contract? When did they get the contract? They get the contract when they the body with the PPP. Let me understand it clearly. And all that you have done, as far as I'm concerned, you have perhaps inadvertently confirmed what we have been saying all along, that contracts were awarded to people who can get the qualification, who can get the track record for those contracts. And incidentally, in case you students want to know, that contract was awarded, the estimate was 648 million Guyana dollars. 600, and somebody saying that the building is relatively new. Yes, that's about 3 years old. And let me read, because Mr. David Patterson, former minister, wrote something on social media. He says it has come full circle, and full circle indeed. So hear what he writes. Since the PPP returned to office, there have been hundreds of questionable contract awards. Some prime example would be Critic Pump Station and It's and Jams Primary School. When they talk about Critic Pump Station, we talk about the pump station at Bellevue that was awarded to Critic for almost $1 billion Guyana dollars. When we talk about the It's and Jam at the primary school on the Linden Suzac Highway, some so-called entertainers, they bring a company called Statement, Kashif and Shanghai, Rolf Ferguson and those shops from It's and Jams. They got a contract to build a school shortly, months after this company was formed. Initially, $300 and something million. Overrun, they have to get $100 and something million more for that school. So that is what Mr. Patterson is referring to, right? And then you have this one here now, this fire station, $648 million. I think at the end of the day, they said the construction was done for a little less than that, but that was the amount tendered for. That was the amount quoted, $648 million. Then let me continue. The PPP default response has always been they won the bid by a public procurement process. So when you ask how these people get these contracts, that is what they say. Oh, they won the bid through public procurement process. The man in the street knows otherwise. These awards were meant to enrich the PPP friends, family, and favorites. That our procurement system has been compromised to the extent that companies with zero track record were awarded multi-billion-dollar contracts. 5 years after Mohammed Enterprises was awarded a $640 million contract to construct the fire service headquarters, and 3 years after the building was handed over to the fire service, you have a fire chief making a post about the building being defective. Then it goes on. The fire chief personally conducted the final pre-and-over walkthrough and structural inspection alongside engineers and contractors at the Church Avenue facility on March the 4th, 2023, shortly before the keys were turned over to the government.
Okay.
The fire officer then sat in his office for 3 years, and now somehow thinks that it is a brilliant idea to make a post about defects on a building he personally inspected and accepted. We have seen the defects on almost every project the PPP has undertaken. We have all the excuses about transparent tendering process. We have seen persons who cannot build a phone being awarded billion-dollar contract. We have seen the nosedive of the country's ranking in Transparency International Corruption Perception Index. We have seen the president mega farm. We're still waiting for the tour that he promised. When it comes to corrupt contracts, nothing much surprises us these days. Yes, sir. I say all we flat-footers know that GT is not a real place. So here the fire officer coming out. This is a building awarded, handed over in 2023. He was part of the team to inspect and for say everything good. They take over the building. Now he come. Well, Mohammed are the PPP arch enemy now. So this fire chief feels that in order to remain in office, because he passed retirement age, right? He passed retirement age, not to remain in office, you got to come out with this bullshit. Wait, man, tell me something. Let me refer to my notes. These people ain't got no shame.
That's what I'm saying. You get to be a big man now, right? And because we ain't got no community about ourselves as melanated men, one of our elders at this point, because he's about to retire, right, is going through a situation where, even though it's shameful, he got to come out and present on it. We as melanated men, we got to support and look out for one another, because a lot of times can't help back against the wall. I got eat a food, and them kind of situations, this place we in these predicaments where we got to come out and set things like this. And other big people now, because we got sense, we ain't stupid, or you come and tell we done. We know use the person, allegedly, that would have done the inspection and all of them things, sit down on the conversation. And now because the opposition leaders going out and exposing a lot of things that's going on, they're giving you something for divert the energy. You're trying to drain the energy into something else now, so that it's going to divert from other things that right now is being exposed. White persons is always able to use we for oppress we self. You know why? Because they capture more than we physicality. They got we mind body. We don't look out for one another. And from you don't look out for one another, persons are going to use that to their advantage. Right? You by yourself, you ain't got no support team. All right, good. We can give you this support, but guess what? You got to do this, that, and the third. You got to do that, that, and that. It's crazy.
Become young ashamed. No self-respect, no decency, no dignity, oh man. Wait, you ain't got family members who can say, Grandpa, Daddy, look, left the work and come. All you're doing is demeaning yourself when you come out with them shit, to talk them shit. Wait, these people have no dignity, man. The story is that the questions were asked how the Mohammeds were able to get the award for this contract.
Kind of looking out for one another.
And they said 614, something like that. I recall sometime after, even Mohammed claimed that they spent a lot of money and that wasn't recovered because they had to do work that wasn't catered for. So now you coming out, they send you out there, write something for you to read because it looked like you want to read for some teleprompter. And you're struggling, my brother. You're struggling. You're past retirement age. Pack your thing and go home. All you're doing is you get into the stage when you say them things as you say. No decency, no shame, right? None at all. No dignity. If you have children, grandchildren, what would they think of you? You don't sit down and say, wonder what they think about me. What will be your legacy, Mr. Fire Chief? What will be your legacy? And when you talk about dignity, let me play this one, Mr. Fire Chief, and this is dedicated to you, Mr. Wickham Fire Chief. Before I go there, he come and he say all of these things. Recently, a fireman was arrested at the National Stadium. A fireman in uniform. This man drove a water tender, took water to the stadium where there was some activity. And it is said that in maneuvering the water tender, the vehicle, government vehicle, struck a government vehicle assigned to Minister Ben. Now Robson Ben, they say his sister got some junior minister work. And she instructed the police, that is what is alleged, the traffic police, to see the arrest, they rough up this fireman, only physically, also put in the vehicle for arresting.
Yeah.
And he did come out with some foolish statement, but he ain't standing up for that. He's not standing up for that, but he comes out now and basically saying, well, the defects are because of the Mohammeds. The Mohammed company even show contract arrangement. So 3 years after, they have to go back to tender for get repairs done, remedial work, I would suspect. It is noted that he ain't say who get the contract for the remedial work. He can.
I'm telling you, who got the contract and why somehow we always find ourselves in these situations. A similar person, similar situation, he came. Past retirement age, name always call him in a set of things. Right? And we gotta analyze it. How come we could always be so easily accessed to do these things? It's called community. That's what we foreparents them had. So that they could come together and put money and buy villages. Watch how much we there all over the world and how much we there in GT and them thing. How come we ain't got that type of unity like we foreparents? Everybody getting oppressed all over the world over there. All over the world is a worldwide thing. You think it's GT alone got heavy racism and oppression? Other places do too. But we highlight what's going on in Guyana, obviously, because that's the home, right? And everything begins at home. So we gotta realize it's us against the machine, no matter where you go. From the sea of face, they try to put you in a particular space. Big up yourself. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Blessed, my boy. Good evening to you and the family.
Greetings, Ken. What's going on?
I just joined the live and hear what the top cop saying and things.
Yeah.
You know, I was, I bring my step down from my sister. So I was cleaning it up.
Okay.
Labor Day weekend, the Saturday, I was about to do something in the yard.
What?
Yeah.
So you got barbecue, Labor Day barbecue.
Yeah, but I don't. The Sunday I got play out.
Okay.
That man, every year, but the other man, I mean, I just don't hire I play this Labor Day. I don't get hired for play next Labor Day again.
That's when you deliver.
Yeah, man. Like I tell him, my boy, I'm playing here right now. I said, bro, listen to me. You just take too much from one tune. When you go and play out, you have to play later everything.
Yeah.
Some people might come and tell you they want this, you're telling the guy wait, because you start playing for everybody, come tell you all the young mixes. Yeah. In the racism thing, they always come when they get different ethnic groups. Don't mind, it's not a black and white thing or black and Indian thing, you know. Because you have Chinese and white have racism against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know the point that I was trying to highlight, Al, we gotta be self-aware. We gotta know this is how the world is approaching us as an ethnicity. And we have to have some type of unity and community about ourselves. Or else they can pick we off one by one, turn we against one another, push we for backbite against people, send we for do the dirty thing, and keep us impoverished in our own land. And it's been going on for centuries. It's not nothing that I'm making up. This is what's going on right now.
Because, you know, people's mind is a lazy thing. Most people. That's why when you see people like these politicians come around, they don't look for the minorities or the lesser. They look for the much more number. If the numbers speak to them, that's where they run to. Yeah. So if a few we speaking out, that's like what's going on in Guyana, it wouldn't make any changes come. You see? But when the number is not on their side and speaking out, that's where these politicians get worried.
I watching that even social media right now, right? Some of these things that persons is posting, I seen everybody posting an afro, they wear afro and them things. There's subtle racial discrimination and disrespect, you know. In foreign it's called a blackface. You understand what I'm talking about, right?
Well, sure.
And they're acting like if it's, you know, it's just something normal and everybody thinking anything. It's disrespectful. And we got to stand together against a lot of these foolishness that's going on, or else listen, it's the same kind of person left in picture in them.
You want it. The covenant for black are broken. The covenant for black are broken. I'm going to bring this now. Listen to me, people, where I'm going with it. The women, the black women are the covenant of the house. And most of them are broken. They don't know the self. They don't know the true identity. They don't love themselves. You understand? Because they are telling you, they are beat, say, oh, when you go to a white woman is a problem, or Indian woman with straight hair, but then you're braiding your hair and then covering to the same straight hair. Then you're beautiful, you have melanin skin, and you're covering it with the makeup like the white folks. You're adding everything, all the natural things.
It's like what? There's like if you got a Corvette and you putting on a Toyota stamp on it and trying to make it look like a Toyota. Remember them Murano?
Yes,
yeah, it's like if you trying to make your car, you got a melanated physicality, which is way more advanced than that does not have that melanin as part of its makeup. But you moving around and acting as if it is not. It's almost as if persons don't understand themselves. You understand? It's crazy.
I look at it. I go to the dentist. I went to the dentist at one time. They see my teeth. My teeth are on each other. Hey, yo, you need braces. We need to replace this and put this and make the teeth. I said, bro, big man, we come in for the business God one to keep letting each other, bro.
Yeah.
Don't come here really give me mouth.
Such a pain and
surgery. I have no problem throwing up by symbol. So the covenant is broken for black folks. The women them is looking down on the black men, and then the black men them get disrespectful. They get physical. So everything is in chaos. So these are the race seeing it, and they come in and they play off of it. You see some of the white women and the white men come in and say, okay, we got to check some of these black women from these black men. And they look for the good ones. But you know what I'm saying? A black man always takes the wrong white woman, and the white man always takes the right black woman.
I'm telling you, big up yourself. The most important thing, big up yourself, King. Thanks for calling in. Most important thing that we got to remember, you got to be self-aware. You got to be aware of how persons are dealing with us as an ethnicity. It's not an individual one person thing. Look around. See how long this thing going on. Now let's get into some of these headlines coming from the leader of the opposition. Big up to all the travelers right now in the chat. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation.
So what happened to all items of damage now? She thought this evening they brought these stuff. Please come in the light, sir. She thought this evening, Mr. Mohamed, they brought these stuff. And I have a lot of losses. This is just urgent to clean out my place. My fridge damage, the washing machine damage. I know every place in my these stuff. This is all I have in a bottle of bleach and a pack of garbage bag, along with a mop without a stick. I don't know what getting it done. I can show you yesterday how much water was on there. Let me see, let's take out everything, please. These are the stuff that they brought. These are the stuff. A garbage bag, bottle of bleach with the gloves. And the ample finish. There's a black disinfector. How much you average for everything? Save us $6,000. No. Almost $5,000. Because this is so the garbage bag. 900. They're about $3,000 in items. The bucket there is about $900. This is all we get. So, how many houses your average affected
Everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Everybody got back from house.
Yeah,
So this came, what time?
This came about 4:30 this afternoon in the truck. And you walk around and
You all clean up since last night.
we clean since midnight. Things go back. We bought torch and clean up. Right now the water.
So what about all your things that damaged?
Them are registered. They register certain people who things damage and they give certain people this one bucket alone. We have losses and them are registered with losses. We just give you the storage. And this storage can't completely damage we have for losses.
No, but at the end of the day, what damage and for billions of dollars allocated for assistance victims. So this is their responsibility.
Yeah.
This is what they bring?
That is what they give me. Just so the bucket comes to me.
If not even giving us
Just so the bucket
one
comes
of my neighbor, she didn't realize the water was so much by she cleaned it more to the slide and break shower. Break her right now. Just clean it
Wow. I'm sure we ain't got more than 300 homes.
No.
So an average of $4,000 to $5,000, like 300 houses, is 1.5 million Guyana dollars.
And a few houses and get to that is by come around.
And the work, the emergency work to fix that coke. I hear the coke ain't even fix up the standard as yet.
No.
Right? That work alone, we waiting to see what price they put on. All right? I'm waiting patiently. And I'm sure they still gonna want to put a heavy markup for the contract.
They might put about $30 million on that.
But that's couple wood.
All right. And not the proper wood too, that is right.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Mohamed, I gotta try with the little and maybe and this is my little stuff.
They feel like the detergent and salt and
Just another terrible situation. And see who's the persons again feeling the squeeze. Who got to try and make do with the little bit and them kind of thing. Listen, man. Life is for living. And is liberty or, whatever. Because how are you going to continue down this road? You can't speak out too much against certain things because if you do, you're going to get victimized. If you speak out, you're still going down the road of getting oppressed. Persons using you in all kind of way. It's about that time for us to realize that we are the generation, buddy. We are the ones. The power is with the people, We don't forget.
Can't solve my problem with my damage. I don't ever have clothes, all the clothes wet up everything. It's so much of water.
Crazy.
I have to break the wall to the water escape.
So what damage in your house?
The washing machine was on the ground with damage. The bottom of the fridge, the motor get blank out. The fridge will come on up to now.
Jeez.
The children's school books and the laptop on the table soak.
Jeez.
The body spook was a few weeks ago when they go to school with that money all soaked. The water come rapid and so hard we couldn't stop with the old coke and the trench coming one time.
So how much you estimated the damages there?
How much money in damages for your...
My damage? I estimate like $1 million. The washing machine, the laptop, the children's school clothes. It's around that. Yeah, it's around that the money reaching. And then I got to find back to start. All my clothes
They have
a towel around me now tonight. You see how I there? The old suitcase and the clothes and everything floating.
My brother, what time they bring these things?
4:30 these things came around the area.
Please take it out back. Let me get a look.
4:30 they brought this stuff around the area. This stuff. These 5 stuff. Nothing will come out of the bucket. Look at that. For all of my losses. Look at oh.
Jeez, bro.
And when they this came at 3:30 this afternoon. When everybody clean up by this morning by 6 8 a.m. Yeah. Finished cleaning, yeah.
2 o'clock this morning I finished cleaning. From saying the problem at 2 o'clock this morning, water we pumping it out with a submerge. How the water so much.
Hearing?
Yes. You have to break the wall. The water come heavy, so heavy.
What is this bag?
This plastic bag it is a pair of plastic gloves. Look. This is a bag of garbage bag. We don't have no more garbage. We don't want these stuff. We need things to assist with the kebab. These important things that I lost yesterday.
Yeah.
I was working when I come home on the door, can't even open the water. It's a high.
Yeah. You need some type of assistance for the persons to get back the things. They can't do none for them, but what they already would do, which is clean up the place.
This government is disgraceful.
I'm telling you.
Cruel administration.
Yeah, correct. Of course. This stuff we can't repay me for the damage. This bill $3,000 and stuff she brought here. Look at the sisters.
We all think about that, Delta9 travelers. You know the sour thing about this whole situation? They should have never accepted nothing. They should have tell them to keep it and keep pushing. Put them on camera while they come in with it and tell them I don't want it. Get away from here with that. That can't compensate for what we just lost right here. Come with something respectful when you come in next time. And stop treating me like if we ain't got no sense and y'all ain't got no respect for us as a people that's living in the community. Right? Hold one head so that everybody could get some type of real solution. Or else it's more of this. Because ultimately, guess who gonna make the most out of this situation, you know? Now the people them who gonna come and do the repairs, and let's hope that the repairs is done correctly so there's not another failure coming sometime soon, so that I could come back and do another contract for another repair. You know why? Because if anything up, man, them people there, you just carry another 2 buckets and thing. They alright. They not do nothing. We can talk a little bit. You know, that type of thing. When people realize they could get over, when people realize that, hey, all that gonna come is just a little conversation and persons are gonna move on. Millions in losses, persons suffering. Right? I didn't accept no bucket. I had to put on my phone and record them. Say, hey, y'all get from here with y'all ain't got no respect for people. Disrespectful.
We spend more. We done by Torch and Silver last night.
Not only there's 3,000. It come
clean up. It comes out clean up.
Yeah.
This is the vision of the PPP.
One person about us, man.
This is PPP vision. I always maintain they can't even run a cake shop.
True.
And look and see. This is the vision for $1 trillion economy.
I'm telling you.
Right? $1 trillion
US.
budget. Yeah. 3 consecutive $1 trillion budgets.
Yeah.
No government official hasn't arrived here yet to see damages of residents in this area.
I'm telling you.
No government official has come as yet to see the damages and the losses that the people went through.
They don't concern about the people.
No.
They
Don't care nothing.
And their people, the family, their friends and favorites.
No government officials are reaching yet. Then visit nobody home. All day, nobody home. Them come
And every household suffered damages, major losses.
And they give them certain houses these small compounds. They must stop in by each house. Certain houses get these compounds.
So even this got favoritism?
Look a young man like Charlie can't pumpkin down by pumpkin just
Why?
My way of telling me, man, even
get no good, them and leave none in front by here. The last mistake. The passing house. Look right there, Mr. Bobby. You just went around it. You get stuff like that. Everybody got the people.
oh my gosh.
It's sad.
Sad.
Sharon went in the area, some Sharon.
Yes.
Everybody got a people, but melanated people in realizing that you got forgot your people. You got to move as a unit. You got to move as a voting bloc. To respect that. A unified voting bloc that's going to say, hey, if y'all didn't do the right thing, guess what? All of these votes say, We moving as a unit and we gonna support this team because y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to do. And this goes for every party, not just one. Because it makes no sense for you to be playing a game like you know you're going you ain't trying to get too much in politics because you know there's a dirty game and this, that, and the third. When a problem happens, it's not saying politics you gotta get into. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole thing with the voting and thing, the man get time with voting. Some of them man get time with the results to vote for them or not. What the people got to do is to make it so difficult that they can't rig the election. When comes election time, they gotta go and represent the party by showing, yo, these people start punishing we. If we will win, we there will win. If we will APNU, we showed all these opposition. All these people come together and wear the t-shirt. You see the red t-shirt over there, take money and wear and claim that they ain't gonna vote for the PDP. The PDP look at that as numbers. That's why they rig and steal the election. And they could come out and say we win the election, we know numbers. GCOM didn't declare them as the winner. But if you people could come out because you are calling on all these opposition to come and show you a problem, come out when election day come. Election time come around the time from the start campaign and wear your colors. Wear your colors. So when you look at their colors, they can't you can't find them within your colors. That's gonna give them a hard time for it because they have no numbers. But if you're gonna take them money and wear the red t-shirt and walk wrong with it, you're giving them numbers.
Yes.
Digital numbers they could create in there and say they win.
And things to show, to prove that they got that support. Because you know coming out and showcasing. Yeah. And there's there's a word that you're singing since before election, you know. I gotta big you up on that. Because there's something that you're singing since before the election time we're talking about it.
You see, because people don't understand the trickery of these guys. These guys are politicians, it's politicians. They're tricking the people every time.
I'm telling
They're coming and talk about Mother Village. You know what a Mother Village? A Mother Village is something people create on a thing and show. We'll go to the city and show them, well, this is what we are building. And if the city said no, they can't build it. It will remain a model on a table.
Exactly.
That's what they're showing these people, bro. You see me? I glad me father take me out to them because I feel I might kill me or something, bro. I wouldn't be able to make it in Guyana, bro, with what I see going on. You know why I was going? In the military I was going, the cadet officer course I was about to go and do. The man would have tried to put cake in my mouth and I would end up in beer problem. But you know, I can't even say it right now, but what will happen with me? You mad? Yes, people gotta understand this thing. That t-shirt that have take the money and wear is what makes TTP rig the election card. They didn't win it. They rig it because those numbers were showing on the what you call the campaign that they all around the place in the meeting and then bro, people got to open their third eye.
Don't let it open
otherwise you don't want these guys another term, if they get another term, all y'all in Guyana, majority of y'all, and if they find out y'all ain't vote for them, but take them money, not y'all gonna move out to them because that's the plan. The funny thing, you have to run out to them, bring in the foreigners, because when the foreigners come in, they don't have to give the foreigners no 100,000. No. They ain't got to do that because the foreigners, them is not.
Run everybody out like how they done run we out from since years ago. You think, listen, you feel I would have lived me life knowing that there's the environment that I gotta live in and work in all the time. Nobody gets out of life alive. So why would you live like that?
But I saw the thing go. But you see the knowledge, the information we are sharing to Guyanese on your platform and other platforms. if they don't learn, start learning now, put themselves together now. This is what we're going to keep showing of them, what we're seeing on the screen right now. When these guys come to your community, you got to stop sitting down there and say yes and stop being a yes, man.
They could come and give me any bucket. I put on my camera showcase the foolishness where they coming to with me. They won't even say, what are you going to do? What they going to do for me? Come and I told you, yeah, come and say.
Chase them crazy ballets out of your tongue. And you build the cabin, and you plan the can, and you're preparing before you pay for that country. And now you have to get them whipping you with a car.
Same way.
Up all your can. Bro, you got to chase them, bro. Stop sitting down and say yes or quiet when it comes to, hey, Mother Village, ask them questions that they might back out and run. Who owning them buildings? Who gonna own them out? How you breaking down me out? Give me the money, let me repair my house. And I can create some Mother Village, all of us see. If that can't happen, don't come show your face. You want to see you. That you don't victimizing. They mean giving you nothing. They mean giving nobody me and Lina and I say anything. So when the wrong come in, what is it you guys have to lose? Y'all have nothing to lose. You have been striving on your own. Not with no assistance from the government, bro. You have to understand this thing. So when you are standing up, it's not like you're standing up and you're going to lose something. You're standing up because you want to gain something. You want to gain back your right. And tell them, get out today, bro.
Big up yourself. Thanks for tuning into this live. You know, as we analyze this thing, the brother sell it in, the fridge gone, the children clothes wet up, laptop wet up. All the equipment damage. Plus, don't talk about the water damage to your property. Right? And they come with a bucket, little bleach, one of them little tin glove from your rub it till hard to get a hole in the finger. You understand? A set of disrespect. And guess what? Persons were rowing because they ain't get it. How to make sense? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's why they could continue to do these kind of things. Because guess what? There's supposed to be some official coming in and investigating the damages caused. Because guess what? There's policies in place for persons to get benefits when these things happen. Who knows what's the amount that was signed off for and what was actually dispensed to the people and who put what in their pocket? Who knows? Who really knows what's going on with this? Because this don't make no sense. No sense at all.
I heard Sharon, she even got run-ins with this, with bucket and bleach.
I telling you. Look at the levels they're bringing you down to live at.
If these cokers were maintained,
correct.
If these cokers were maintained, we should have the result of this.
You have to sign for this bucket too. You have to sign your name, your address, everything on the bucket.
Yeah, there's the DJ stuff. The daily they drain them. Look for the stuff there. But the person that come to way, certain part of the slam damn thing. Look the garbage still in the drain, and they say we're doing cleaning the drain. Catch it.
On the condition. You go into the back. Yeah. I walk with you.
Actually, want to see. No, then a daily they go stuff from the drain. All this is blockage from the drain. Daily they can put the little stuff on top.
Come earlier, went up the highway to visit a soldier.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
That poor young man, right?
Yeah.
Was shot. Line of duty.
You see?
And up to today, they even compensate the man with a sweet drink.
All right then, and get shot on the duty.
Venezuelans protecting our border.
All right then.
And he's working.
People encourage the traffic going to force to do them things.
Exactly. Correct. And how much you think he's working for when the month comes?
want something.
$120,000 carry home.
If you got pay house rent,
anybody.
if you got pay house rent, how much is the house rent?
But
Imagine you working for $600. $600 not for a week. Because there's where you would make at a good, if you're working at a good job, $600, that's 2-day pay. $600 is 2-day pay at a good, reasonable job. Not good, but reasonable. $600 2-day pay. Right? And imagine people working for the whole month in one of the wealthiest nations in the world per capita per paper. Eh? And we playing around with them like if we want to be nice and me want nobody victimizing me. You don't get victimized. You're cheering them growing up in poverty unnecessarily. You don't getting the worst treatment. $600 for the whole month? You mean the military is that big that they can't afford to compensate them better and then you in the line of fire? Man, listen, man. If we ain't see enough, I'm telling you.
The problem is the man might leave with a permanent disability.
For 120. For $600 a month.
3 young kids, a twin, 1-year-old. And then another little boy, 3 years of age. He applied for his house lot since in 2024.
And never get it done.
And never get it. They promised to give him.
This is out of promising.
Just promises.
That's
So I hope the public servants paying keen attention, working under this dictatorship administration.
Yeah, when you got the biggest rank and them.
You go to the dig the drain. The garbage is still pile up.
When you got the higher ranks in the military opening them out and got a man putting cake in it with the hand. All you can got respect for the lower ranks, eh? The man putting cake in your mouth on camera with the hand and use a military personnel, top ranking, supposed to got, certain presentation, certain formalities. You know what I mean? All you gonna respect the junior ranks now and treat them in a particular manner. If up the ladder, that's what persons accepted. Don't make any sense. $600 for a whole month during the line of fire. You got 3 children. Understand why we can't find persons to come and make our military what it should be, given that we're one of the wealthiest nations. This is why.
The come to the digging. You still want proper digging? Thank you for coming for your life again.
Yeah.
We need you often there in good fortune, man.
The place still got the stench, eh?
Yeah, we got the stench. We have to buy a lot of J fluids and all of these stuff. They say need a whole.
Wow.
This whole village needs a good clean up. This extra money that they want. What's the extra money? For the village, yeah. This blue house. So we drain.
All these bad people and black people. All three is so flood. These cracks. What happened? What can say?
I just want to get into it. Sure.
All right.
Good night. So y'all can't say that if you don't want
We want to help y'all. So y'all can't say that you don't want to move it from here. There's no way we can develop here. This is on the riverbank. So what he wants to do.
He want to help you, but you can't say that you don't want to move from there. Right? So the only help is if you decide to do as told. Behave yourself, yeah? Or else.
We want to help y'all. So y'all can't say that you don't want to move it from here. There's no way we can develop here. This is on the riverbank. So what we want to do, we are ready to move y'all incrementally. Then we'll take up all of this, right? We'll help you with the social housing program. And then out here, we can build a little wharf, with a little shed, so all these fishermen can still come back, can still here and use the facility. Y'all agree with that? Yeah, sure.
Selling us set the dream. What is social housing system there? Eh? What is social system there for them persons who was flooded out? A bucket with a couple of items in it where you could pick up a Dollar Tree? Disrespectful.
Yes, sir. So we can do that, right? You agree with that, boss? Yeah, we can do that, yeah. All right, but you never know it's not weird when everybody can deal with it, right?
You agree with it?
We want to help y'all. So y'all can't say that you don't want to move it from here. There's no way we can develop here. This is on the riverbank. So what we want to do, we are ready to move y'all incrementally. Then we'll take up all of this, right? We'll help you with the social housing program. And then out here, we can build a little wharf, with a little shed, so all these fishermen can still come back, can still here and use the facility. Y'all agree with that? Yeah, sure. Yes, sir. So we can do that, right? You agree with that, boss? Yeah, we can do that, yeah. All right, but
you gotta know you're getting set up a rack to sleep when the president calling you boss. No, I say I'm not the boss, sir, but I'm just wondering the steps and how this will benefit us all in a real way. Who's gonna own these kind of things? I know, yes, you gotta speak up for yourself because these persons is using these same videos right here to sell dreams. Because look what's going on when people actually need the assistance and when they actually need a social housing system and certain things to be in place, certain social systems to be in place to assist people. Look what's going on. Eh? Look what's going on.
The Linden Suicide Highway, Village, White Cobra, this is the water they get. Oh.
What? This is the fastest growing economy water.
See? This message has come true.
Problem after problem.
This is since early in the year, the ministers, them, was in White Cobra, and them promised us clean water. And we never even saw them back.
Pleasant good night to you.
Tired from the cleaning up. You work through the night?
No, we didn't get into bed about 3 o'clock this morning.
Wow. 3 o'clock this morning, you finished cleaning?
No, I didn't really clean up last night. What we did, we had to put some sandbags and so on. So, because we don't have a man in so we were going to take some must start to do it. And we had to put sandbags to the entrances. So we got water mostly in the kitchen.
Wow.
The bathroom. And the toilet we had water. The water was so high that when it came up there, it was slipping through the top there, and it went into the bedroom, but it wasn't much. So by the time it started to recede, we could have actually cleaned it up so that wipe it in the bedroom and so on, but it was mostly there.
Suffer any damages?
No. I wouldn't say that because after we started coming up in the kitchen, we raised the mats and so on, take up all the carpets and so on. So yeah. So we didn't have any time.
Let's hope it don't weaken your foundation.
Well, that's a good thing because this yard is very high. And when you hear the water was up like 40 foot in that table, so you could imagine how far up the water came.
Wow.
It was very, very high. And my yard is high, I will tell you that. And the drainage is good. But the water was seeping through all from the corner there because the drain, this here, what they did here, I'm not saying that it was a job, but they didn't put any vent that the water when
Drain from the yard.
Right, that it could run back through. So we had to bore a hole in it so that it could run back out there last night.
I'm telling you, headlines coming in directly from persons affected, right? Directly from the persons affected by that situation. Now look what's going on right here.
John Finance taking over the whole way back of the market side. Look, that man done build thing, okay? And watch it. Look here now. What this place is, sir. See here, sir. Look here. It needs judging. All of you need judging. This government a wicked man government, you know. They're not doing nothing. Look here. Out they need judging. Look here. All around the market. Look out there. Look out there. Look here. When a man done black off here, sir. When a man black off here, sir, he can't clean no more. He can't do nothing no more. Look, can't do nothing here no more. And the man a black off. Till to the man going. Till for the post there. So the man done black off the whole here, sir. He can't clean. He looks stink. He's a garbage dump. Watch. Look here, look. This government wicked. You come and look after this place, say, man, say, you sell not the fucking country to foreigners and people can look after the country better. Look.
I'm telling you, you know what's waiting for happen right there? Recently, we were to cover it right there on Delta9 Media already. We cover it when the whole Stabrook market, the back part, flood out. And guess what they're going to probably come and bring? Now the same little bucket would have done pack off. Who got running from bleach, got running from bucket, got running from map without no stick. You understand? There's another problem waiting for happen. There's a little high tide coming, the market flood out again. Because look what's going on right there. Look. It don't even make no sense when you think about it. You gotta ask yourself. When the last flooding went down, they put a team in charge of maintaining that area. You mean they left in the opportunity for another disaster like what happened with the market flooding out, fish swimming around the fish area? Kind of thing going on. And even the fishermen still dealing with the impact of the MV Barima.
Bring us like a no, I want to see it, man. I can't do no for me. Check in on it. No, I bring us like a church. Get man, it's good. We don't go bring us something but about it. People are eating fish. Yeah, buddy. Up and down.
GWI Water Seal, I'm your neighborhood local water guy and I just get GWI Water Seal. I got a GWI Water Seal, I'm your neighborhood local water guy and I just get this fresh off of the factory line. Your new GWI Water Seal, I got for 500 and I got for 1,000. What you need? Talk to me.
The water so brown,
no, don't worry about that. This is good for consumption actually. And think of it like sugar water is good for the back. The brown water is good for the back. Come on. What do you need? If you don't want this, we get this one for 1,000.
Why the one got thing floating inside?
No, you see, just think of this like sea moss or moss. It's moss from the line, but think of it like sea moss because sea moss is good for you and it's good for the health, your kidneys, your lungs, your heart. This is good. This GWI water, you know, is this 500? No, this is 1,000 actually. You gotta pay up more to get it clear. This is 500. So if you can afford it clear, you get it brown.
Why don't look like bottom?
No.
You want to?
All right. You know we're missing out. GWI Water Seal.
Station. And I know I've seen a lot of things. So I'm standing at
the Port Morant water treatment plant where GWI is about to launch their bottle refilling station. And I know I've seen a lot of things in the media about whether GWI should be doing this or not. But I want to point something out. If you can show where this is. This is in the back of a scheme in Port Morant. I just watched an elderly lady ride up with an empty water bottle and get it filled right here at this station. Now imagine how far she'd have had to go, ride or walk to get that water bottle refilled. In fact, I think she's right there behind me. That is the idea behind stations like this. To keep prices stable and to provide an efficient, safe, and above all, accessible way to get one of the most important things in our lives, water. And that's
Delta9 travelers, when I tell you these people do not care about the persons in the country, they do not care. We are telling you, they do not care. Because if they cared, they would be contemplating on your health. Right? They would be contemplating on your health. They would be contemplating on your comfortability. Why would you now have to ride and go different places just to get, drinkable water, just to get purified water, just to get water that is palatable for human consumption in the land of many waters? 3 years of $1 trillion budget, less than 1 million people with all of those parameters. How could you now say that you are competent enough to start a bottled water company, right? But you can't provide water for people, regular water for people through the pipe? There's a problem. But you can create a company, you can sell them water in a plastic bottle. We can jump into the problems with this plastic bottle thing too, We're gonna highlight all of them we're gonna highlight on this live presentation right here, right now with Delta9 Media. I want to big up all the travelers live with us. If you haven't already, please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thumbs up the live for me. Thumbs up the live for me, man. Thumbs up the live. Support, show that you support everything that's going on right here, right now. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Bye. Black people stealing the money now from the Guyanese and now they're robbing them. Them man stealing and robbing. Them man get time. Land of many waters. The most growing economy in the world right
Less
now.
than 1 million people. Less than 1 million people to provide water too.
Bro, all you have to do is get a filter system to the pump station, bro. All they have to do is add a filter system to the pump station.
No, they can't get big markup and sell you a set of unhealthy options to drinking water. Because we're gonna highlight the ills of plastic bottled water. That's what we're gonna jump into. Because I wonder if they had a health analysis before they decide to give healthy Guyanese people the alternative for drink water from a plastic bottle all the time. When I take on these things, just frustrate me, because they're pushing people into sickness.
Bro, they've been pushing people, People are allowing them to do it. That is the bottom line.
Telling you.
All right. If you open a store, right, selling set jeans, right? Your rent for the store is $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
5,000 a month is a store.
Yeah.
And you're only making 2,000 a month in selling jeans because you ain't getting the support. What would you do? What would happen to your store after a while?
Store gonna close down.
It closed. Right. And why is it closed down? Because the people been supporting your idea. But these people, majority of them, like I just said earlier, is a yes when these people come or yes when they come. So them is doing, because these people is not pushed, it's not get telling them what to do, forcing them to do it. They are taking it up on themselves.
But watch, if you get them brown water coming through your pipe, and the alternative is you gotta get your water in a plastic bottle. When you're thirsty, you can drink the water from the plastic bottle. You understand?
But you That because you stand up there and taking
the brown water to the pipe. Yeah.
So they're not doing nothing. Because when alright, something happening, box and come out. BV ain't coming out, visor ain't coming out, Pleasance ain't coming out. They're waiting. Then when it happens, Pleasance, it's like box and said, me not support them because they didn't come out to it. So that is the divide this in the country, and these people know that nobody is together.
I'm telling you. Big up yourself.
So they do what they want. That's all. Are you listening?
Big up yourself, Al. Thanks for calling with the insights. As we analyze what's going on, big up to all the travelers live with us. Kim, thanks for being a part of the live presentation and a frequent traveler with Delta9 Media. Thanks for tuning into this live presentation. I see a lot of commentary coming in. Answer the phone. How come, Rugunat, how come you don't want me getting through, man? I know. How come you don't getting through? Me ain't seeing the missed call. Me ain't seeing the... Oh, here it goes. Ringing right now. Greetings. You're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Delta9 Media, this is Ruth Benassin calling.
Yeah, we're going on, King. We're going on. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for calling in. We're going on for you side.
Yeah, the phone, just now, yeah, now the phone ring, yeah. Yeah, man, you got to calm yourself down with them people, man. They'll get heart attack, man. Kill up yourself with these people in Guyana, man.
No, we're just analyzing it from a real place. You see, when I speak as God, speak from the center, and the center sometimes just come over a bit harsh, you know, but it's just being real. As I analyze what's going on in the country.
Yeah, because but they're telling me after something, Guyana, you see Guyana sell water in Bato. So where them get the water from them, export them? Because what they say, it gets no water when that stuff should have been since we don't know when.
Yeah.
And who the people that never hire for work in this water place, Guyanese or Spanish?
There's the question. And is there going to be the kind of plastic that they're using to make these bottles? Are they going to ensure that it is not leaching a lot of microplastics into the water that can cause a lot of complications with your health? We're going to jump into that because that's something that I got to highlight for persons as well.
Yeah, man. Bless up Albert and Diane and stuff, man. Thanks. Good comment from Albert. Are they listening?
Yeah, man, Ruguna. Thanks for calling in. Insightful commentary coming in from the moderators and frequent travelers as we analyze what's going on with this plastic bottle, you know. We're hearing about a lot of ailments that we never used to hear about before in Guyana, you know. Listen to this.
Much plastic we are ingesting on average every week?
No.
A credit card's worth of plastic. The water isn't the problem. It's the bottle. And we're beginning to realize that these bottled waters, I mean, come on, like I used to carry around bottled water all the time with me. All right. You're supposed to stay hydrated, right?
Right.
Okay. Any vacation you go to, you're getting a bottle of water in your hotel room. Turns out that now we realize that the bottled water, the bottles of plastic bottles are shedding microplastics into the water. So while we don't taste it, we're actually pouring plastic into our bodies. All right. Little tiny particles, plastic particles. And I used to be asked this all the time, you know, what's the consequence of the plastic? And I used to, just only a few years ago say, we don't really know. It seems like it's probably okay. Our body must get rid of it. Now we know just in the last 24 months, microplastics are detectable in the human body and they're associated with badness. There was a study that came out of Italy with neurologists and cardiologists that looked at people with clogged blood vessels, cardiovascular disease, in the large vessels that feed their brain, and they were narrowed down. And what they found is that when they took out the clog, right? So it's kind of like calling a plumber in to clean the drain. When they clean the drain and remove the plaque, the clogging of the blood vessels, they found that they could detect plastic embedded in the narrowing of blood vessels that would be feeding the brain.
Yeah, Linda. So are they going to use the best quality plastic? Are we going to use glass as an alternative? Or are we going down the road of making the already small population that we country have unhealthy with this new project before we try to have a healthy policy put in place, something that is going to push towards persons getting purified water, good drinking water coming through their pipe. They ain't got to worry about jumping on a bike and how far they go ride for full the bottle and all kind of. Man, come on, man. In one of the wealthiest nations in the world, why must persons live like that? Where is the alternative? Where is the portable drinking water? Greetings.
Yeah, the guy that does talk about the water. So sound like a Guyanese to me.
No, he's not Guyanese. There's international news, bro.
Foreign investor. Remember what King
the guy selling the dream. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a foreign investor. He said he's a foreign investor that sure he gets clear and quick than a regular Guyanese guy. Guyanese guy, you know, man, you see what guy now with them.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. No, they make a lot. They make a set of money from there, you know. Because guess what they're gonna do? Yeah. They're gonna stranglehold all of them all them other companies. Because guess what? GWA water gotta move. You understand? But at what cost?
I don't hear something that a lot of people don't talk about. I talk about it around the age, you understand? These people, they try their own people business in Guyana. Remember, the people in Liberty had business on Regent Street and them place. Who took over those business? Chinese people that get rid of their own Indian people who used to run the whole field. And them is Guyanese. Why you think right now these people been crying inside the house for another Indian force who gonna care about them? And now they get Mohammed. And the black crying for somebody who gonna care about them and they pray for Mohammed. You understand? That's why the Indian are opening out to him now. Because he is showing them that he is for the people. You know how much people support the Yacht Liberty right now than the PPP? A lot. Because what happened? The PPP replaced them, push them out slowly with the Chinese. Bro, them man wicked. Them man care about Guyana, the country. They care about them, what they could get out of the resource of Guyana. I keep saying it. If they care about the country Guyana, they will care about you Guyanese that live in that country.
Real thing. Big up yourself, man. Real thing. You gotta ask yourself. If you got portable water, why would you choose to participate in something that could give you these side effects?
Microplastics are detectable in the human body and they're associated with badness. There was a study that came out of Italy with neurologists and cardiologists that looked at people with clogged blood vessels, cardiovascular disease, in the large vessels that feed their brain, and they were narrowed down. And what they found is that when they took out the clog, right? So it's kind of like calling a plumber in to clean the drain. When they cleaned the drain and removed the plaque, the clogging of the blood vessels, they found that they could detect plastic embedded in the narrowing of blood vessels that would be feeding the brain. More importantly, they found a correlation. The people who had plastics embedded in their blood vessels had a four times increase in having a fatal heart attack or stroke.
Whoa.
Okay. Subsequently, we've actually discovered you can actually find plastic in the brain. You know how much plastic we...
So the Minister of Health would have already highlighted the problems, and I could stand corrected on the person that would have highlighted that, right? But I remember one of the top officials concerned with health in the country highlight the fact that we got a lot of circulatory issues going on because a lot of persons are falling sick with their heart, right? A lot of ailments with the heart. Now look what we're doing. We come in and bring microplastics, more microplastics into the equation, right? And we could only analyze and realize that, listen, you're putting yourself more at risk. Big up to all of the travelers that's live with us right now as we get into some of these very important and trending headlines right now in Guyana and around the world. PA saying, I see resentment in the faces of the vendors that fraud want to move. They know that when their stalls are destroyed, the development fraud is telling them about will never come. And the buying a dream and the standing up and they ain't saying nothing, I telling you, coward dies 1,000 deaths. Rasta Empress is saying Delta9, I understand, bro. That situation puts you in a civil rage. Not to attack, but to defend right. Yeah. It's real frustrating when you think about it. When you see people just, just overdoing it and just doing the worst to people. And you gotta ask yourself, why? You are put in this position to make a situation better, not to create these kind of situations. PA is saying the incompetence of the minister and staff is causing unbearable suffering. And I'm not angry, I just speak strongly because I speak from the center, you understand? So I gotta be real as I'm presenting if I'm speaking from the center. I can't sugarcoat the thing and try to make it into what it is not. Just being real, you understand, man?
Guyanese get used to the fact that we're not getting them. Newly reported maintenance records show that months before the tragedy, officials were being alerted to mechanical and electrical problems on the vessel, with some repairs specifically described as urgent. Those records do not prove what caused the sinking, but they raise serious questions about what was known and what was done. The Commission of Inquiry now has the responsibility to find out exactly where the failures occurred, but Guyana also has a responsibility. Because when tragedies and scandals and allegations become so frequent, people tend to start developing a sense of helplessness. We get angry, we talk about it for a week, and then another story comes along, and then something that we're supposed to deem as unacceptable becomes normalized. But with the MV Barima, that cannot be the case. This is about what standard we are willing to accept from the people and institutions responsible for our safety, because more than 70 Guyanese lost their lives, and more can follow if nothing is done. If there's ever been a moment for Guyana to prove that accountability means something, it's right now.
Story over. 100 plus of our Guyanese brothers and sisters have perished. Finale comes back with the same playbook. Hey, we'll have a commission. But in this case, they did something unlike what happened in Media. What they did now is Ali Hack, the Director of Public Prosecutions, decide that it makes perfect legal sense to her to say that 3 African descendants, 3 African men, had malice, so much so that they had to think to the extent to make a decision, 3 of them, not one, that we shall sink this vessel and kill 72 people. Now, if that's the case, and you have more than 72 people on the vessel, then everybody who survived should be a victim of number to be considered attempted murder. Or did the captain and the other men say, well, we'll only kill these 72. We have a list of names and these are people we're going to kill. Nobody else, everybody else free to go. That is how stupid. And I don't like using certain words in a broadcast, but I can't help myself, Dr. Hines. It is the extent to which Bibi Ali Haq, what's her name? She has the right name, Haq. Anil and others have gone. I don't have any regard for these people in terms of. Anil has proven to me, along with Haq, that you don't need sense to be a lawyer. Sorry, Mr. Benjamin, but that's just a fact. I'm telling you what they give to me. The two of them have proven to me that you don't need a modicum of common sense to be a lawyer. All you need to be is as stupid as you can to serve massa. Further, I say that the PPP have learned very well from the likes of Luncheon and them. They know certain things to play. And I'd say it here, Dr. Hines, without reservation. My grandmother's Armenian, Akwayo. I think it's Akwayo. She always told me because her father is African, so she's a mixed person. But she told me that as a little girl, her grandmother, who was a full-fledged Amerindian or indigenous person, used to speak, like talk to her in a certain way and talk about this little black girl because they despised the African people. This is important to note. The PPP knows that there's some very racist indigenous Guyanese called Amerindians. Some of them are extremely racist. So who better to find than 3 black men and say they kill y'all? The 3 of them responsible. Have you noticed? Have you noticed how interesting this has become in terms of identifying a particular ethnic group? Or those from within that group said they're responsible for killing most of you, because most of the people in that tragedy are of the indigenous ethnicity. This is not by chance. And if you can find 2,000 racists, 2 indigenous people, they would not be inclined to fight for the rights of the 3 African men. How could Anil not tell me that Marad's head, the minister subject in terms of Indar, who is directly authorized to say whether this vessel is good enough to be on the sea, called seaworthy, or not? How could he not be brought to the fore immediately to say, you need to tell us right now whether this vessel was deemed to be worthy to be on the sea? Anil never said that. Ali Haq said that she has sought, and that's case references and so on, case studies, to show that in the UK, a captain was charged. Really? For what? It could only be reckless endangerment because I did the research. And BB cannot tell me to this day what was the captain charged for in the UK. It was not murder. But Dr. Hines and Mr. Benjamin, I have a problem when Guyanese could look at 3 men, African Guyanese could look at 3 African brothers be treated this way, and the PPP doesn't have the measured response. It may be coming very soon. Because this has shown me that they're prepared to do anything to anybody and think they'd get away with it. It is impossible for anybody to be rational in the legal sphere to say that these men, because they claim they drink alcohol of some sort or took some weed or something, suddenly if the board think you're a murderer. I mean, how much more embarrassment can we face at the hands of these people? How much more do we have to take? And in the month where we celebrate, as they said, emancipation, you capture 3 of them and you lynch them before the court.
Thank you, Apostle. And I'm saying thank you.
And there's this mention that always come to mind when I'm presenting on this particular thing, you know. Is a topic that we never really dive in on this channel. It's called Jason months. The Jason months, and the fact that it has always got a lot of tragedy and a lot of traumatic occurrences during the Jason months, July, August, and the rest that would spell out Jason. We can get into it because remember, they had another tragedy around that same time that the MV Barima went down. We gotta wonder how come a lot of these things does always happen close to or during the Jason months. Things that we gotta analyze, you know. Things that we got to analyze. You're dealing with paternal orders. You're dealing with paternal orders that's been in place in positions of power for generations. You're dealing with colonizers and oppressive systems that's been around since sugarcane was the thing that had you working from sun up to sundown for, enslaving you and your generations for. Since then, these paternal orders are there, these colonizers are there, and they're doing their utmost to continue this level of oppression amongst our people, right? And if we don't wake up at some point, there's more situations like this.
Y'all don't flap, I only blindfolding people when they all go up there. But had me was them to show by the black all them entrance. And they block everything with none of you. I don't want to hear none of your voice. If you can't give me justice, well, you keep by yourself. We need justice. We need justice, Mr. President. You say you are a good president. Let me see your good works now that you're going to put out. Look what happened with body up in the interior. You tell me if this is right. The chairman from Mabaruma Region 1, take a body and carry it in Yarikita village for born in another people community. My son and my family live there. It's a shame and a disgrace. Y'all ice fast people, you ice fast yammering your people them. But had me was there, he would have picked up the body so fast and how he put it down. The ice fast people, why he didn't take it and bury it to his fucking doorstep or burn it there? No, he left and carried it in Yarikita community where people live in, elders, babies, and you gotta use water because there's people them. We could watch with indigenous people facing and he can't lie because it is on Facebook, it is on social media. What the chairman from Mabaruma did, carry a body in another man community for burn that body there. That is not fair. That is not fair at all. And we cannot sit down and see that things like that and we gonna say, okay, we have a good leader in our country. No. For trouble when times are hard, we're not giving up. We're not giving up.
And excuse me, the thing of it concerning it is that even at the meeting or my personal assumption is to cover up that the dirty works that happened, to cover up the MV Barima tragedy, to make promises that we build in this, we build in that, we build in that, so you can go and try for super fast. What to me concerning is to hear about the beloved. With the cutting of the carbon credit, one of the residents in my village told the minister, that Minister Anthony, Minister of Health, said, or to show, because when I returned, I told them about how the carbon credit. So, well, I didn't believe me to show, but I'm going to ask you now how we carbon credit cut. I voted for y'all, and things is very difficult. What happened to we rice pot? With that 80 million we used to get was a small money for the village.
How much you cut it down to?
By half. Every village and community by half. And the part of it, what I'm concerned is that it's not coming from the government pocket.
No, it's exactly.
Listen, you see that barcode what I just put right on the screen right there? Over the word we, you see that barcode right there? It gives you insights on the same carbon credits. There's a link going to a notebook learning module with over 200 plus business books, articles, and videos from scholars, right? And one of those books is called, it's a free book. It's called Money Out of Thin Air. It's a book decoding the insights on carbon credits and the fact that there's a large potential for countries to make even more than they're making off of oil right now, off of selling carbon credits come 2030 and beyond. This is 2026. Guyana has large amounts of mangrove and stuff like that that creates blue carbon credit, which is the most expensive form of carbon credit when it comes down to being resold. the blue carbon credits that come from these different mangrove areas and stuff like that. The barcode is right there. Scan the barcode and take advantage of all of that scholarship and use the AI to your advantage to understand these things in a comfortable, palatable way. You could learn the information via video, charts, all kind of different things. One of these lives, before the weekend is over, we're going to go into the notebook learning modules just for some persons, so you could see just how vast and how good of a learning instrument it is that you can use to teach even children different things. You could make your own module and put in your own books and all of them things in it, right? The barcode is right there. Please and thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Take advantage of it. It don't cost you nothing. Compliments of Delta9 Media, right? Scan the barcode and use the notebook learning module to your advantage.
Our forests.
That's Amerindian people's money.
Yes,
that's not the government's money.
We are the rich country. We have gold, diamond, backside, lumbers, and we got islands. So we all the coming out from the government pocket.
And last year at the NDC, the president and vice president told us that money would not cut. To all leaders, that money would not cut. What happened to this year without explanation? What I have from all village and communities. Well, why so village? Those who have title on the village, those who do not have title as communities. And you know, for everyone's life. Everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
Education like y'all, but my common sense tell me y'all don't. Y'all.
Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Live.
Yeah, Delta, yeah. So and next thing too, with as far as the water go, they have to be careful with the battle, so because yeah, Delta, this is regional thing.
Yeah. I listen here, Rugrunat. We listen here.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, we right here. We listening to you.
Yeah, as far as the water go, the water battle, they got to be careful with that too, because they're going to throw them in the trench and block up the drain and all of that.
All right. This is what we were seeing floating in the ocean right there, causing a hazard behind the market. Just now on the video. Yeah, about a stuff of plastic bottle and them thing pile up there.
Yeah.
Big up yourself to all the travelers. Samuel, Dion, my apologies. I missed y'all call and now scrolling back and seeing what's going on. If y'all still on the live, my apologies, brothers. I'm sorry that I missed y'all call. You could always give my call back. Big up to all the travelers in the chat. Who's in the chat with us right now? Let me jump in the chat and see what's going on. Carlisle, big up yourself. Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings to you and yours every time, bro. Thanks for being a loyal traveler here with us, plus moderation. Also, where there is no vision, the people will perish. I'm telling you, yeah. Faith without works is definitely dead. The word Guyana actually means land of many waters, yet the citizens are deprived of clean, portable water. Any government who cannot provide clean water to homes must be removed. Failed. Less than 1 million persons. More than $2 trillion. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh. Too much, too long. Too much and too long. As we continue to analyze these important and trending headlines, these things that we definitely cannot allow them to sweep under the rug. Definitely they will try to sweep these headlines under the rug, right? I'm going to show you the situations that some persons are dealing with on the ground right now. And you're going to ask yourself, how is this even possible in one of the wealthiest nations in the world? Wealthiest nations in the world. I keep saying it so persons could realize that that's the record that we have on paper. That's what the rest of the world understand about Guyana. They're coming in the country, creating opportunities, leaving out with the benefit, and the persons that are there are in a system of oppression that is preventing them from having similar opportunities to take care of themselves, to take care of their family. But right now, we're going to catch up with who? The Honorable Minister. Let's hear what's being highlighted right here.
Important council. Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett, colleague Ministers of Education,
greetings, Assistant
Secretary General Wendell Samuel, and other
big up yourself, Bia. Yeah, man. Thanks for calling me. I said, cool. We're going to have to say.
Was right in the show all the time.
Yeah.
Best in love to his family, man. Best in love to the liars listening. All good. The guy we just spent time. I know his name is but you know our name.
Rugunat?
Yeah. Big up yourself, my brother. Yeah. I enjoy afternoon presentation today. You know, and it speaks value. Whereby, brother, Guyana is not a real place. And Guyanese people need to understand it. One thing over and over. The government is not for you. The government is not selected for you, bro.
It's crazy.
And victimization, Delta, is real in Guyana. This is real. Our own black brothers is selling it out, completely selling out, bro. You understand?
Yeah.
Imagine the man get video showing you who going at rally and who in that rally and who is pushing things. You know what Guyana can do? And to find Ricardo Killer, you're going to find the video to find Ricardo Killer.
No,
huh?
No.
You don't understand what Guyana going to do? Huh? It's a shame to see the head of the fire service, Mr. Wickham Jackham, coming out now, saying it out.
He's telling you. Well, use the pause. I use the pause to inspect the place, you know. Okay,
Here is the problem, Delta.
Yeah.
Why is president one Cody Ribbon? He's a man like Cody Ribbon. Why you know Cody Ribbon?
That's a good question right there.
All right, because why? Remember the U.S. done investigation, the U.S. done send certain paper. He don't want to show people that he want to be around Mohammed.
Okay.
And that is what people gotta look at. It's when the man put up the paper. That's 2024. Good. So he done, Mohammed, he done give them 20 million for this and 20 million for the 40 million total.
Yeah.
And he saying he want to do business with the Mohammed, but the Mohammed paying money. So build the thing 600 something million.
Yeah.
To build the fire station.
Yeah.
How much million Mohammed done get him back since the fire station done? And the publicity is it 3 years now you're seeing crack. How good work Mohammed did. For sure that 3 years after, now this building starts show crack. And you doing project for a couple months and it's deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not real place, brother. I didn't listen.
Big up yourself, Dion. It's crazy when you irritate on it. Crazy when we irritate on it. Big up yourself to all the frequent travelers. Hi, Sen. Thanks for being a loyal channel member and being a part of this live presentation. Blessings, Delta listening audience. Bless up. Shari, thanks for being a part of the live and being a loyal channel member right here on Delta9 Media. Good night to you. Thanks for being a part of this presentation. Right, I see we got a lot of frequent travelers, a lot of new travelers with us. Ladies and gentlemen, take a couple of seconds. Just make sure that you thumbs up the live and that you are subscribed to Delta9 Media. It don't cost you nothing, you know, but it can keep you connected with everything trending in Guyana and in the diaspora.
100% wild-crafted sea moss. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.
Study hard, work hard, play harder. Verb, nerve, and muscle power. Keep thinking and moving at any age. Verb, nerve, and muscle power.
Well, recently, the Honorable Minister was honored internationally. Let's hear some of these details coming in.
Distinguished colleagues from the CARICOM Secretariat, permanent secretaries and technical officers, chief education officers, representatives of our regional institutions, development partners, and of course we have with us our parliamentary secretary to the Ministry of Education, Mrs. Mishka White-Griffith, here with us this morning as well. A warm, in the real sense of that word, good morning to all of you. See? There goes. The government and the people of Guyana are honored to host our region's education leaders over the next 2 days. And we meet at a time when the very concept of education, that is of learning, teaching, skills development, is rapidly transforming, not just across the Caribbean, but globally, everywhere you look. Everywhere you look and every organization that you're following in social media, you will see so much. And if you were to actually follow all of these organizations, I can guarantee you that your feed will be filled with all that is being done in education across the world. It means that this, the 52nd meeting of the Council for Human and Social Development, particularly for education, is most timely. And our theme, being education for life, purpose, and Caribbean progress, indicates that we have a lot to discuss over the next 2 days. But before we get into that, permit me to extend my sincere appreciation to my colleague and predecessor, the Honorable Minister of Education of Grenada, for the leadership provided during Grenada's tenure as chair of COSAD.
So Guyana has assumed the chairmanship of the Caribbean Community Council for Human and Social Development. Definitely something to be celebrated anytime there's a great achievement like the one that we just heard about right there, and it's connected to our country. It's always something to be commended, something to be celebrated. So definitely big up to that, and big up for the persons that are a part of the whole chairmanship and everything. Let's hope that they're playing the part that they're supposed to play, and that things move in the direction that it's supposed to move internationally. Because when we look locally, when we look and see what's going on locally, we're talking about the chairmanship for the Caribbean Community Council of Human and Social Development, right? We now got the chairmanship for that. But what's going on at home?
100 fucking home in another man land, another man country, but another man people them. And watch you people them going through. Say 300 fucking homes, you know, in another man country, you know. And this is we president gonna build 300 homes in another man country, right? And watch you people them, you citizens them gonna live in the fucking burial ground mother's school. This lady living in the burial ground with your fucking son. We are seeing it, it's the burial ground. You take a little piece of land and go squat this motherfucking and want bulldoze it down for your fucking land by say run your hard the fucking land. Only thing left you're gonna do now is live in the fucking burial ground with your ancestors them. Say we are gonna do. You say me run in the woman half a day now too. Yeah? Why you can't build a why Preso? You run upon body, business or business. Business you run upon and no trade. Man, this is you citizen them buy them, never got place to them, never got shelter, body. And a place to stay, you turn a blind eye jet. And looking in another man country to fix problem by what you got in your country, body. You citizen that live in a buried ground because why they get no way for go and live. And I hear this and focus on Dubai. Say this idle money guy just should be in this country like this. Darling no boy.
I'm telling you, people living in the burial ground. Right? In one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Where's the social services for that? I'm telling you.
This is the same hole. This is the same hole the other day with the gentleman. Yeah, with the two gentlemen that arguing that the tire should move and the tire shouldn't move. But I understand that this whole thing come from the government and not no tire or no man. This man living in here, he afraid of victimization too. So he didn't even want to complain about his hole. Right? So there's the problem. People trying to complain. Hey, Machu, wait a minute, buddy. No, me want to get you nothing. I just want to know that you glad if you whole fix yourself, but you ain't want victimization, but you glad if you glad for betterment same way. Right? Good. I don't say nothing more. Good. What is truck case now? This is the garbage truck. But see, this man business there inside. What you going on is, see though? So if he keep pulling in the tire now too, they're gonna break till they break in your house. Says the government actually make but 10 feet of this road break and they still didn't realize the road done. Look how much of this road left. The road done. Yeah, brother. Yeah. So y'all might see this story the other day and y'all didn't understand it properly. But really and truly, this is government negligence. This thing had nothing to do with these men. The government road putting these men at war and got them arguing with one another. But this is not these man problem. Them ain't supposed to argue over things government supposed to fix. This is a result of the government. And the president passed right here. And people in Caneville saying, but they love the president and they wish you all the best. How could you wish a man all the best that doing this for you? Look what you president doing. People could fall off and break their foot. Vehicle could damage up. Everything at risk right here. Everything at risk. And this is just one spot. We ball field undeveloped. Nothing in develop. And the roads in develop. And people in the village arguing among one another. And it's not, it ain't got nothing to do with we. It's the village, it's the maintenance of the village that the government lacking. It's clear. We ain't got no problem in here. The government have a problem if you see. They got we fighting like if we got an issue. We ain't got no issue in this village and they bringing out posts. They got to fix the road.
Things that persons is highlighting because of feeling the squeeze, Delta9 travelers. Look at it. Look at the size. Look at the size of the pothole. The pothole big like a truck. The pothole look like it's the length of a truck or more. Right? Look how big is that pothole. The whole side of the road gone there. Greetings, you're on to Delta9 Media Line.
Yeah, my brother. People see me squeezing out Delta. Why are you saying that? Stop lying tongue and use people. We happy, Delta. We happy. We not feeling squeezed. We the fastest growing economy in the world. Delta. We happy here, man. Only when it's come at the doorstep, Delta, then people make it nice, my brother. You understand?
Yeah.
Only when it reaches at the doorstep, then people make it nice.
Well, as you could see, it reached right to the brother.
All right.
Because
so we happy here, the president come here and we shouting, yeah, the best president. Yes, Mr. President, we love you, Mr. President. And Mr. President didn't even get a pound of chicken from his farm.
You even showed them the farm. Remember we were supposed to get a tour of the farm? Supposed to get a tour to see how agriculture is done. We still didn't get a tour of the farm yet.
You believe you don't get a tour?
I know come on. I know there wasn't coming. You can't tell me no dream. Can't tell me no dream.
Imagine the farm gate closed. The shoe gate closed. It's only left now for the BM, the boat. It's only left now.
Barima.
Only left for the clothes.
Yeah.
Barima.
Yeah.
Only left for Barima clothes now, my brother. You see the youth master? Anything happening there and it's just happened for a couple of days, my brother. And everything back to normal.
Telling you.
Didn't get him around. Yeah? The president promised me you carry the farm. Carry the farm and show. Don't get worried, boy. When I come back home, I'm going to take you on my farm.
I'm telling you.
How much months now the farm there? And he need to carry the road leading to the farm as much. Look at them people who put the clear seed, can't even get proper water, like nothing. Yeah? And these farms running water 24 hours, like 24 hours, and Guyanese people just sit down on the royal ass and telling people about everything nice. All of them to be nice to man. Be nice to me, you know. Big up yourself.
One love. Yeah. It's a real crazy situation when we think about it, you know. Yeah. The flight has landed, Delta9 travelers. I want to thank you very much for spending some time with us here on the platform. If you haven't already, thumbs up the live. Hit the thumbs up button. Support content. Support the independent media so that we could continue to be by the people, for the people. If you would like to, consider becoming a channel member. Very affordable way to support independent media, to support Delta9 Media. Give back to those that give so much of themselves to do these kind of presentations, right? Thank you for all of the supporters. Thank you to all the loyal channel members, all the moderators, frequent travelers, first-time travelers with us. Every single person that called in, thank you very much for making this live presentation and this platform what it is. I want to thank you and thank you again to every single Bantu King we're going on. Thanks for being a part of the live. Ian, big up yourself. Thanks for tuning into this live presentation. Lucky, one love every time. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man. One love. I'll catch you in the next one. We're going to be live tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. But look out for the pre-recorded uploads. We got so much content, you know. I keep asking persons to build this channel up so we could put up all different. I got so many other videos edited just waiting to release. But I don't want to put it up on this channel because I noticed that the last time I was putting up these kind of content, you know, it was not getting promoted as much by the algorithm because I was already populating this channel, right? So I'm going to put up the barcode. And for those who would like to join us over on Delta9 Media No Filter, build up the channel, subscribe, because when we get to Ras Levi, one love, thanks for tuning in. Yeah. When we get to 1,000 subs, we're going to be going live from that channel as well. Plus, we're going to have all kind of different content going up on Delta9 Media, No Filter. And if you're into studies, if you're into getting into the information, esoteric history, astrology, alchemy, stuff like that, the real scholarship, then guess what? Subscribe to Gnosis Focus, right? There's thousands of hours of scholarship and video already up there on the Gnosis Focus platform that you can partake in. And guess what? I'm going to put up this right now so that persons can take advantage, given that it's the weekend. Notebook learning modules on numerology, astrology, the occult system, and Gnosticism. And guess what else? The straw man, so that you could start to understand the birth certificate lockdown that they have us under. You know, we got to get into some of this information. You know, it's very important that we get into it, because if we don't, they're going to continue to plunder and use us. This is what even Bujo was highlighting in this snippet. I can put it up.
Right? But when you make the money, protect yourself. He would not help. The land won't have in the Caribbean and Africa anywhere. Only go secure the lands then. The war is only about the what? Land and the what? The people. And one of the main things we are keeping in a slavery is the birth certificate system. Alright? I'm gonna have nothing of it naturally.
What Sizzler says the main thing keeping we in slavery, the birth certificate system. Sizzler just highlighted the main thing keeping we in slavery is the birth certificate system. What do you know about the birth certificate system? This is the system is used for name, we cheering them, this, that, and the third. You ever heard about this straw man? Listen, let me put back up the notebook learning module because I just hear Sizzler sung that voice right there about what's going on with the birth certificate system, right? And look, suddenly now, I can't scroll back to put it up what's going on with this platform, man. But guess what? We're going to catch you in the next live. If you want to get the barcodes up again for the notebook learning module on the straw man, just scroll back a couple of seconds. The barcode is going to be there. Enjoy. One love, and I'll catch you in the next one.
100% well-crafted CMOS. Only the best, because you deserve nothing less. 8 Butterfly.